Cavs pick up the dub in Golden State to wrap up our quick West Coast trip with a 2-1 record. There's an X factor that this team has. I don't think many people are talking about, so we're going to do that here today. I need you to tell me if I'm tripping, or do you think this guy could be the difference in the Cavs, maybe making an extra round deeper than otherwise would have? And let's talk a little bit about finishing games because for some reason the Cavs just seem to play with their food way too much. I always tell my son, don't play with your food, put them away. Cavs, we got to start doing that. Let's talk. I'm Paul Williams. This is Cavs Daily. Back with another banger. If you could at some point like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Share it with a friend. Tell him you got a dude that talks crazy about the Cavs. He's super homer. He's a super homer, or he's delusional about this, or you rock with my opinion. No matter what it is, let people know. Spread the word. Let's build this community. With that, let's talk a little bit about this Cavs' most recent dub in Golden State, as they were able to beat the Golden State Warriors 118-111 on Thursday, which wrapped up a quick 3 games on the West Coast where they faced the Jazz, the Lakers, and now the Warriors. After this, they are back for a couple home games. They will play the Pacers on Easter Sunday today. Happy Easter, by the way. Pacers today at 6 p.m. Should be an easy dub for the Cavs. And the rest of their schedule isn't too bad either. They do have the Hawks twice, which is one of the hottest teams in the league. And then they face the Wizards and the Grizzlies. So a lot of teams that are for sure tanking, and that should be pretty straightforward wins for the Cavs. So it looks like at 48-29 right now, Cavs should be able to get to 51 wins, maybe 52. End the season with another, I think that's 4 out of 5 winning 50 games, or we won 49 one of those years. So a little short on 1 year, but yeah, another 50-win season for this Cavs franchise, which if you look back to where we were 7-8 years ago, it is phenomenal. A rebuild that needs to be studied that we're going to talk about a lot more down the road. But right now, there's too many other things to talk about. We're in the thick of the stretch run, so close to the playoffs, I could freaking feel it. Pretty much know where we're going to be at in the playoffs as far as seeding goes with the number 4 seed. And we have a decent idea of who we should play, either the Hawks or the Raptors. So a lot to look forward to. But right now, let's dig into this latest game against the Warriors, which saw the Cavs kind of do what we hinted at and what we're going to talk about more in this episode. But they played with their food a bit, let the Warriors hang around what I feel is way longer than they should have. Cavs would run up a 9, 10, 13-point lead. Warriors would make a run to cut it back down. Cavs built the first double-digit lead in the second quarter. James Harden was playing very well, facilitating the offense. Donovan was being Donovan, and Jared Allen was being what Jared Allen has been the past couple of months as the Cavs built that lead. But the Warriors were able to kind of fight back a little bit and stay within striking distance with a 54-47 deficit at the half. Third quarter, both teams went back and forth. Cavs defense was not looking great as they gave up 33 points to the Warriors and let them shoot the best that they shot all game and just gave them some confidence going into the fourth, down just 4 points. The Cavs were obviously able to get it done. Got some big plays from Max Strus and Donovan Mitchell down the stretch. James Harden as well. But, man, Max Strus, he had the biggest shot of the game, a 3 with under a minute to go. James Harden drew the double team, found Max Strus in the wing, on the wing. Max Strus did the rest with a dagger 3 that put a very annoying Golden State Warriors team away. Seemed like we just couldn't put them away throughout most of the game, but we inevitably got it done. The Warriors didn't have Steph Curry or Jimmy Butler. The only player a lot of people probably knew on that Warriors team was Draymond Green, who had 8, 9, and 9. He seems to always play well against the Cavs. He did again today. He's never going to be a good scorer. He was 3 of 11 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. But honestly, 2 of 8 from 3, I feel like that's good for Draymond Green. He did play pretty solid defense, but Yeah, he was what he was. And then the Cavs had Guy Santos really kill us with 25 points. And also B Pod, Brandon Podzemski had 25 points as well. So the Cavs gave up 225 balls to one solid role player in B Pod and a guy that might cling on the bench for a while in Santos. Can't let that happen. Also, Draymond Green can't be getting 8, 9, and 9 against us. Come on, Cavs. We got to be better than that. But we do get the dub, and we move on from there. We came out, knock on wood, healthy. That's what matters the most. And Max Strus balled out with 24 points. Once again, staking claim for that fifth and final starter spot. At this point, it's definitely his spot to lose, and he is for sure playing like it. Cavs shot 51% from the field, 44% from three. Missed way too many free throws, shot just 69%, 18 of 26. Have to be better there. They did play good 3-point defense for once, or was it just that the Warriors have no shooters, as the Warriors shot just 27% on 44 threes? When you have guys like Draymond taking 8 threes, you know the Warriors are shooting way too many from downtown, but we'll take it as Cavs fans. Cavs did have 15 turnovers, have to clean that up. But overall, we got the dub, and I was talking to my dad about this earlier. Feels like the Cavs are approaching the regular season and this final few weeks a lot like a LeBron 2016, 2017 type Cavs team, like a veteran team that knows they have true championship aspirations and aren't trying to prove themselves every single regular season game. And I'm okay with that. It seems like they're really kind of waiting to hit that switch. And if that's true, I'll be here for it. But let's make sure we do hit that switch when it is time to. But yeah, in that Warriors game, the Cavs did show crazy balance. Like it was one of the most balanced attacks you'll see all year from any team. The Cavs had every player scored, or I'm sorry, every starter scored at least 12 points, as Evan Mobley was the low man with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Jared Allen upped his minutes to 24, which is a good sign. Another double-double, 16 and 13. James Harden, 19, 5 and 2. Donovan had 25, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and that was on just 14 shot attempts and just 7 3-point attempts. Crazy efficiency. And then Max Strus with 24 on 9 of 14 shooting, 6 of 10 from the field. He's been ridiculous. Also had Dennis Schroeder come off the bench for 12, 6, and 2. So just a very balanced attack from the Cavs. And I think that just shows off the crazy amount of high-end talent that we do have. Like each one of those guys I just named, they could all go truly for 30 points any given game. Any day they can go for 25, 30 points, and they've proven it time and time again. I mean, the guys you would expect to score the least out of that starting five is probably Jared Allen and Max Strus. I mean, Jared Allen's become like the second coming of Shaq, it feels like. And Max Strus has had 3 huge games where he scored at least 24 points and really carried the Cavs offense. So every one of those starters just come with such firepower that it's tough to play game plan against, and I don't know how teams are going to approach that, having to going into a series against this Cavaliers team and that starting lineup. If the guys could just play to their maximum potential and do what we've seen them do so many times throughout this season and throughout all of their careers, the Cavs have a really, really good shot at winning the championship this season. And the balance and everyone getting their touches and everyone making an impact is going to be a huge part of that. So that was just a great sign, seeing all the starters play so well. And the balance also with the shot attempts. No starter took less than 10 field goal attempts. No starter took more than 14 field goal attempts. No starter made less than 5 field goal attempts. And Max Strus led the way with 9 field goals made. But yeah, just ridiculous balance from this Cavs team. You love to see it. Let's keep it up and keep that momentum building towards the playoffs. One thing we do got to start doing much better job of is finishing a team when we have them on the ropes. Like, yes, most of the time we can still win the game and we're still going to win the game, but we don't have to continuously make it so hard on ourselves to win that game, to finish a victory that should be a game where our guys could maybe rest the fourth quarter. Instead, we have our guys out there playing serious, intense minutes in the fourth quarter. And that's just not a recipe for long term success. And you don't want to see that in the final weeks leading into the playoffs. I mean, this Warriors game was a prime example of it. Cavs had their opportunities when they were up 10, 11, 12 to step on the necks, and instead of letting the Warriors cut it to 4, 5, or 6, expand the lead to 17, 18, 19, and really take control of the game to the point where you can take your foot off the gas in the fourth quarter, start to rest guys, and not have to exert energy and effort that is going to be needed down the stretch and into the playoffs. We have to improve on that. I mean, the Jazz game was another prime example. Somehow the Jazz were able to tie the game in the fourth quarter after the Cavs had trailed by double digits numerous times. The I'll say the Heat game, we did kind of come out stomp on their necks and never really gave them a chance to recover. But even our win against the Pelicans a few weeks ago, the Magic a few weeks ago, in both of those games, the Bulls as well that same week, and the Bucks. Oh my gosh, all four of those games, four straight wins for the Cavs, by the way. They were all single digit wins when we had double digit leads at one point in that game, and in most of the games at numerous points in the games. So we just have to be better, and we have to start closing out teams when we have them on the ropes. We definitely have the personnel to do it, so there's really no excuse. It's just something that we're going to have to find a way to start doing consistently, especially in the playoffs. We do not want to give teams hope when we have a chance to put a game away. So let's get a little better with that, Cavs, because we do not want to play that game when it comes to the playoffs. And to wrap it up today, guys, I want to touch on a couple X factors for the Cavs. One I've mentioned before and is making himself super obvious because he's playing so freaking well. That's Max Strus, who has came in and just given the Cavs a different look. Though he is kind of repetitive when it comes to like Sam Merrill and Jalen Tyson, they're all kind of like 6'5" ish type small forward slash shooting guards. They all bring a different game set, and Max Strus definitely has his own unique play style and the way he impacts games. It's not just in the stat sheet, even though he can do that to a high level. It's also just like the veteran presence that he brings, the confidence that he brings. It seems like the Cavs play with a bit of a different swag when he's out there, bring some of that dog out of them even more so. And I just think he's going to be a huge part of the success if the Cavs do have it in the playoffs. But there's this other guy that we just recently got. He hasn't been a Cav very long, hasn't really been super impressive numbers wise. I know fans have probably wanted to see more consistent impact out of him, but guys, I'm telling you right now, Dennis Schroeder will win the Cavs a playoff game and will be a huge X factor numerous times throughout the playoffs. Mark my words right now. I know, like I said, he hasn't came into Cleveland and lit the world on fire. And when you have Keon Ellis coming as well, and Ellis just plays the game in a way that is going to automatically make fans cheer for him and gravitate toward him, I feel like that has taken even more of the shine away from Schroeder. And like I said, he hasn't done himself many favors since becoming a Cavalier. As far as like standing out, I think he's been fine. I think he's played fine. But he hasn't been someone that is really just jumping out of the screen like, man, this guy has been a huge impact for us. He is overall, I think, playing his role well enough. He's averaging 8 points to go along with 4 assists and 2 rebounds. We do have to understand he is playing with playmakers and scorers and guys that can facilitate on levels he hasn't really played with, especially recently, playing on teams like the Sacramento Kings, the Nets. He was on the Pistons last year for a little bit, but they didn't have what the Cavs have in James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. And it's hard to acclimate to that and to fit your game to that on the fly while those guys are also trying to acclimate to each other and get comfortable with each other. So I do think that It has taken Schroeder a little longer to really find his role on this team. But no matter what he's doing, no matter if he's hitting his shot, if it's not hitting, if he's not getting a ton of minutes, when he's on that court, he brings an intensity and a leadership and a dog and a grit and a fight that it's just not, you can't calculate it, you can't write it down into a box score, but you can see it and you can feel it if you're really watching the game and you really understand basketball. Dennis Schroeder is a true veteran in every sense of the word, and he rises when the occasion is the biggest. There's going to be times when he has a little more responsibility on his shoulders in the playoffs, and I am fully confident that he'll be able to not only uphold that, but exceed what you would want and expect from him in those situations. I just feel like Dennis Schroeder is kind of bottled up right now, and he's going to come out big time in the playoffs. Pause. That's a little weird sounding, but there's going to be a coming out again. Sorry, Dennis Schroeder party for Schroeder at some point in the playoffs. It's going to happen, and he's going to be a big reason why the Cavs make the run that we are about to make, because we are going to the finals. And Schroeder's going to be a big part of that, guys. I'm telling you, his defense, his intensity, his experience, and his level of calmness and the way he attacks anyone else that's on the opposing team, it's going to be such a breath of fresh air for the Cavs and the Cavs fans in the playoffs. We're so used to when that level goes up a notch in the playoffs. The Cavs just had a lot of guys that weren't ready to meet that. That will not be the case with Schroeder. I promise you that. He'll be able to meet and exceed that. And that's why I'm putting him and Draymond Green on the cover of this video, because a lot like Draymond Green, he's an agitator that to every other team you hate, but to your team you love. Dennis Schroeder is going to be a key to this Cavs team. Don't lose faith on him. Don't sleep on him. Mark my word. With that, we're out of here, guys. Hope you're enjoying your Easter. Hope you come back to check in with us again tomorrow when we drop another banger. Till then, have a good one. Happy Easter.